Hi, today I'm going to look at routers, a deep dive, I call this, because we're going to look at more on router, rather routing protocols. Now, so far we have been looking at how to connect routers to LAN, and we just use the default, the interfaces like 0001 fast Ethernet. But now I'm going to teach you how to interconnect two routers, all right? And so that's going to be quite interesting. But before we proceed to that, we need to look at some of the router basics, which I guess you all know about it. Routers route traffic in all the networks, obviously, right? So to be able to route packets, a router must know the minimum, parameters, like the router must know destination address, all right? And then the router must know, of course, the neighboring routers from which it can learn about remote networks. All right. So, and of course, possible routes to all remote networks and the best route. So now, normally we can configure a router to be dynamic to look at all this, or we can also choose static. So we call static routing and dynamic routing. But just take note, these four parameters are very important. Destination address, neighboring routers from which it can learn about remote networks, possible routes, right? And then the best route. Okay. Now, here, let's look at what is static routing. Okay. Static routing meaning that someone must enter, obviously the administrator must enter all the network locations into the routing table. Okay. That means we have to manually enter the IP addresses into the routers. The other one is a dynamic routing, which a protocol on one router communicates with the same protocol running on neighboring routers. Obviously, it can happen automatically. All right, so it's so easy that protocol from one router can communicate to the same protocol on the different routers. So if anything happens, any changes happen in one of the routers network, dynamic routing protocols automatically inform all the routers about the changes. Whereas if you have a static routing, you have to, as an administrator, manually enter the details. All right, so now I'm going to use static routing today to teach you how to, configure the two routers. All right, let's go to Packet Tracer to look at the configuration.